I choose the light. Spirit told me this is a special place made just for you, and it feels so good. So you have uncouth, understanding, dignified, frightening, and finicky. Uncouth, uncivilized, understanding, noble, serious, frightening, fearful, finicky. So, what's being understood is the reason for this uncivilized energy. You have an educational background, that's what I'm getting. You have some sort of a background that sets you apart from this so-called uncivilized energy, and you were taught to separate yourself from that. You were taught to be better, sit up straight, read, whatever. I feel like some of y'all maybe don't have a real serious job, but it's something about your personality that is serious. Take it serious, like you're in royalty. You have a family, you have a trust. Maybe you decided to go check out what this so-called uncivilized energy is, and it's a completely different world, and it kind of broke apart your worldview. And maybe some of y'all are struggling now. I don't know. I'm going with this energy. I feel like somebody was like, it's like the prodigal son. They had money, but they walked away from it. And maybe you burnt bridges with your parents, or some of y'all walked away from God to some extent and lost your sanity, lost your mind. That's not for everyone. A lot of people don't want to admit that they lost their mind, and holding on to it is exactly what drives a person crazy. It's like, it just wasn't meant for me. The way I was thinking, it's not like you lost your brain. Your brain didn't melt and leak through your ears. You lost your worldview, the way you think, the rules that you were taught growing up. And that's not the end of the world. If you hold on to it, it's the end of the world, because it stops making sense. The things you were taught, the lies that you were told as a child, they're just lies. And there's no reason why you were lied to, except that some parents are lazy in that way. Child, and they were lazy. They told you lies to keep you happy because they love that happiness. Okay, but I feel like it changed somebody. It changed somebody because either they keep believing a lie, or there's some truth to it. Okay, it was like your special place. It almost felt good to be lied to in this way. Saying a close energy. But your mindset changed. So you learned to believe these lies, but you turned them into truths because your belief is powerful. It's like, I don't know, like some of y'all invented a Santa Claus of your own, personal Santa Claus. Jesus for some people, religion for some people, that comes to you and heals you and gives you specifically what you're asking for. Maybe you're not asking for much, but whatever you are asking for, you're receiving that, or you have a really smart way of making requests. Like you can go to the bank and request a certain amount that doesn't seem like too much based on what you're using it for, based on your history. You ask God for certain things based on your history. Or you can switch things around, like, well, I did this in the past, so I'm capable of doing this. Somehow support based on the support I was given in the past is not that much of a leap. It's like someone's moving, what do they call it, like a horizontal movement or parallel shift. Like when it comes to climbing a ladder, someone's just kind of stepping to the side. They're not exactly moving up or down. They're just moving side to side. This is a business term. If you know, please let me know. It's like a parallel. Okay. You have Page of Cups. There's a prophet here. Something you were told as a child, or a belief that you have as a child. Maybe discover or met Christ as a child, your higher self, something happened that just changed the way you think, and you can't change it anymore. It's solid, it's set in stone because it's so good. For some of y'all, it's just simple fact that life is good. Everything is good. It all has a wait for that purpose to show itself, and because you're in this patient space, you constantly see new things and you learn new things, and it just works. It also feels like whoever's in this energy, there's a lot that's going on. Like a lot of things that you have to ignore because you're just focused on the light, and it almost seems like you could have landed yourself in this space of, if I was actually honest with, I hate everything. If I'm really honest, but then it's like, no, you don't. You love it, and the fact that you can drop to rock bottom and bounce right back in a split second is just like, whoa, I really love it. Is there a deeper word than love? Because this is much deeper than love. But I feel like somebody's walking around barefoot, saving billionaires, trillionaires, like people that tap into your energy. They just get so much out of you. And what do you get? The entire world. But for some people, it's like, who wants the whole world when you don't even own a pair of shoes? You have enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, and then impatient. So this patience that I'm picking up on could be something that you're learning. Maybe some of y'all made that special request to God for patience, and all of a sudden you've been bombarded with situations where you have to be patient. People who are not patient, people who trip over their feet trying to rush into situations and force things to happen for them. And it's like kind of like a zombie apocalypse. Zombies running around, and you gotta be the only human. Does help to reach out to. They are most likely the ones who cause this. You talk to a doctor and they're like, I don't know what's going on. They're supposed to be the smartest ones. We all know what's going on, except for the doctors. So it was very interesting energy. Okay, you have Ace of Earth here. This is Page of Earth. I feel like some of y'all are skipping steps. You could have skipped steps when you were a child. Like you got skipped, or there was talk about you needing to be skipped because you're too smart for this class, and you might have been bored in the long run. You could feel like that about life, like what you learned as a child, that's holding true, even when the adults that could have told you to think this way didn't really believe in it or trust it. They just were throwing words around. It was like, yeah, this is the right way. I agree, and I'm good now. Or maybe you had a temper tantrum, or your first, your first temper tantrum. This is specific for some people. One got spanked as a kid, and that spanking lasts a whole lifetime. It's like, never again. I'm good. I don't need you to comfort me because clearly you're not capable of doing that. In any case, I feel like you kind of skipped ahead in life, because that is the rule. You don't need anybody to make you happy. But someone has this energy of just wanting to lean on something. Like someone has, they don't have nobody to lean on. Look at this person in a wheelchair. And that's what it leads to. I mean, if you're in a chair, it's off. I don't know why you're in a chair, but it's that energy of needing a crutch. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's the whole point. It's nothing wrong with needing to be held. Because you can always get up and walk. And then there's this energy of someone who is a cyborg. I don't know, maybe you have a prosthetic leg or arm or something else mechanical. Even if you have an earpiece, that's cyborg energy. I think we all might end up being cyborgs. I mean, any type of technology is helping you in some way. The last two cards in this reading is a bit negative, and I'm reading this as it feels like when someone really lets go and relax, it's like, with that cyborg energy, like it's just not as bright and beautiful as this world that you imagine for yourself. However, there's a quick comeback, like it is though, because you're connected to the real source. Solar power is real, the sun is real, earth is real, air is real. And even if this phone cuts off and I'm just sitting in a room, it's a good feeling to just be alive. I don't know if someone's resonating with energy. Let me know.